Is there anything to watch on TV or...
Has this ever happened to you? You're sitting alone in your room on a Friday night, completely bored out of your mind, and you think to yourself,
I'm gonna waste time today. I'm gonna do it.
Well, look no further than the money in your wallet and find yourself immersed in streaming services, where you can watch all the shows and movies in the world immediately.
Really?
Really? Yes, really. By paying a small fee every month and giving up a little bit of your happiness, you can binge watch a whole gallery of shows or movies whenever and wherever you want.
But I don't really like binge watching.
Okay. Maybe you didn't hear me correctly. You can watch your favorite TV shows episodes back to back with no ads and in great quality.
Yeah, I'm still not into it.
There's a great selection to choose from, and you can talk about the shows and movies with your friends and family.
That sounds great, but I don't think I'll really enjoy it.
What's wrong with you? The more I grew up, the more I realized that I didn't really like cable. Commercials annoyed me, surfing through channels became more of a chore than anything, and waiting a whole week for a new episode of my favorite show always irritated me. At that point, you might say, well Eddie, why don't you just subscribe to stuff like Netflix or Hulu? They don't have those problems there.
I know.
Don't get me wrong, I love streaming services. They can introduce you to a bunch of new TV shows that you've never heard before, or you can just rewatch episodes of a show you've already seen. However, the way everyone else watches these shows is something that I've been disagreeing with for a while now. Binge watching.
Hear me out.
Binge watching is basically sitting down on your bed or couch, deciding you have nothing to do for the next few hours, and marathoning your favorite TV show or movie series for what can turn into several hours.
That sounds fun.
A lot of people I know get tons of enjoyment from binge watching shows. I asked a bunch of my friends recently why they like to binge watch. Some said it was a good distraction, others said it allows them to talk about it with their friends and family, and one of my friends just said they'd just be bored.
However, personally, I can't really get into marathoning anything. It's not like I haven't tried, it's just that it's not my ideal way to watch any form of media. So, after much thought, I've come up with 4 reasons as to why I don't really enjoy binge watching.
Who does this guy think he is?
Whenever I try to binge watch a show, I'm fine with getting through about 2 episodes with no interruptions. But let's say I get a text from my friend asking if I want to grab something to eat. I then say, you down for McDonald's? He goes, why would I ever eat there? Choose somewhere else. Then I say, well, that's the only place I know. He sends me a list of his top 10 fast food restaurants that are better than McDonald's. I read it, post a screenshot of the list on my Instagram clowning him. Then I remember that I have to post it on my Snapchat too, but I also remember that I don't know how to do that, so look up a tutorial on YouTube. My screen's really small and my vision's really bad, so I go downstairs to watch it on my bigger TV. I come back upstairs, post a list, block my friend's number, go back to watching my show, and shoot, it already says I've watched all the episodes.
I'm only human.
If I get distracted by something while I'm trying to binge watch a show, it's hard for me to get immersed into whatever I'm watching again. I honestly can't see myself staring at a television screen looking at the same show for more than 2 episodes. So, naturally, I would go on my phone or go eat something to give myself a break. At that point, after I'm done, I realize that I have to try a little harder to remember what's going on in the show. I'd rather just watch 1 or 2 episodes, give up, and then start again tomorrow. Even in the middle of the episode, I tend to check my phone a few times, which means I sometimes forget to pause the show and then rewind to the part I missed. To me, that takes the enjoyment out of watching something I like.
You're still listening?
One can argue, Eddie, why don't you just put all of your distractions away so that you can fully enjoy yourself?
Am I watching Shameless or am I taking a test in school?
If you're watching a show from start to finish, you're bound to run into episodes that mean absolutely nothing to the overall plot. Sir, we finally found your daughter.
Well, thank God. Where is she?
Well, she actually doesn't want to speak to you. She plans to run away again.
Today's a great day to renovate my entire room.
These are called fillers, and if you ask me, I really don't like them. It doesn't hit you that an episode is filler until the end when you process everything you've just watched, and that's because you're spending your entire time watching it wondering how the events connect to the plot.
Maybe redoing his room will bring his daughter back?
If there was an option to only watch the important episodes of a show, I would be way more enthusiastic about it, but there isn't. So I guess I'm stuck being angry at a television show.
I'm only human.
Sure, filler episodes might give you a bit more of an insight of the characters in the show, or they can serve as a backstory episode to a certain plot element, but most of the time, to me, they're just there to waste your time. If I'm trying to binge watch something that I like, It's a tendency of mine after the end of an episode to keep looking at how many more there are until the end of the series or the end of the season of the series.
Oh, 5 more seasons to go?
I cry inside knowing there's about 100 more episodes to go through in a show. Even if it's really good, the thought of having to watch even more in the possible span of multiple days keeps me up at night. I can completely fall in love with the Umbrella Academy by the first episode, but once I see that there's 300 more to go, I simply just walk away from the problem.
In your own room?
Yes.
You ever keep saying a word to yourself over and over, and it starts sounding like it's not even a real word anymore? That's what it feels like watching episodes back to back. You understand the characters and the world they're in, and you start to think,
This kinda sucks.
the acting becomes bad, the world the characters live in starts to not make sense anymore, and I start to grow annoyed over those little things and actually enjoying the good things in the show.
What's the definition of over-observant?
I know shows can't be perfect, but if they expect me to watch their show uninterrupted for several hours and not notice things that I wouldn't notice if I just watched an episode a day, they got another thing coming. Too bad I don't know what that thing is.
I can certainly understand why people love marathoning their favorite series, but for me, it's not something I can do and enjoy myself as I'm doing it. I think watching a few episodes a day with some breaks is something I can get behind. Even if I'm left in suspense from a show, I still need to not look at the screen for a while to enjoy myself. I know a lot of you are thinking, Eddie, why can't you just say you don't like streaming services and go? Well, that wouldn't be true, and I would have to explain the entirety of this video again. And why on earth would I do that for?
Has this ever happened to you?